Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to our today's webinar, From Alert to Answer, Mastering Root Cause Analysis and Traffic Insight. My name is Filip Černý. I'm the Product Marketing Manager at Progress. And together here with me is Antonio Pham, who is our sales engineer, who will later on in the webinar guide us through the live demo. So before we dig deep into the topic, let me just cover some housekeeping rules. So there we go. So this webinar is being recorded. You will receive the recording in the follow-up email, and it also will be posted on our YouTube channel. If you have trouble hearing us, try connecting to your computer audio, not your phone audio. Hopefully that will solve the problems. And if you have any questions throughout the webinar, you can submit them in the navigational panel. We will try to answer as many questions as we can. And for those which we won't have enough time to cover, we will answer in the follow-up email as well. Okay, so today's topic is going to be quite straightforward. I will briefly introduce the IT challenges today, and then we won't waste any more time and just jump straight into the live demonstration with Antonio. So to set the scene, we know that IT teams are facing never-ending challenges basically every day, from root cause analysis and troubleshooting to identifying infected devices, being under the pressure to make sure that the mean time to repair is as low as possible, and on top of that, handle any security breaches that might come. Forecast any future capacity, monitor bandwidth utilization, capture any performance issues. All of that is basically that an network engineer or IT administrator basically has to deal with every day. Now, bring on top of that the complexity of hybrid cloud and multi-cloud. Basically, you have much more security gaps because you have basically no end-to-end visibility. You have part of the infrastructure on premise, part of in the public cloud, some of it maybe on the private cloud. Some of the companies and organizations nowadays have 2 or more cloud providers. So this also brings challenges with compliance. You receive inconsistent telemetry, and it's really hard to pinpoint any root cause of any issues. Cost management aside, basically it's quite challenging. Now think of the cost of an OT outage. Whenever there is a problem, management will be breathing down your neck to quickly demanding a fix. And you, in the meantime, will need to figure out where is the problem. Is it in the network? Is it in the application? Is it in the server? With multiple monitoring tools or not enough monitoring tools, you basically every minute will cost you quite a lot of dollars. This is a report that I found from 2024 done by Enterprise Management Association, and it actually shows, based on the size of your organization, what's the average cost of an outage per minute, or what's the average cost of a 1-hour outage for the typical size of organization. So think of when, even a smaller organization, 1,000 employees, 1-hour outage is easily 200K plus. So if you think that that money can be spent on some advanced monitoring tools, giving you deep troubleshooting capabilities to resolve the issues quickly, this is definitely something worth considering. Now, that brings me to WhatsUp Gold. This is a solution that we've now basically enhanced with the network performance monitoring analytics and network detection and response capabilities. So we present you a WhatsUp Gold as a unified IT monitoring and security solution that helps the IT teams to ensure uptimes, optimize performance, analyze traffic, and detect cyber threats with AI-driven analytics all in one platform. So today, we're going to be specifically focusing on the troubleshooting and root cause analysis. So that is the middle core tier, which is the network performance monitoring and diagnostics. And now I give word to Antonio, so we can jump into the live demonstration. So Antonio, I hope you can now share the screen. I just made you a presenter.
Okay. Just give me a sec.
All is yours.
All right. So can you see my screen?
Yes, you can see the architecture.
All right, thanks. Yeah. Well, before we dive in, I just wanted to show the architecture as well for the folks that are familiar with the WhatsUp Gold appliance or solution already. Basically, what Philip was talking about is the NTA Plus, which is an additional appliance, a virtual appliance, and we have it in several formats for the different cloud providers or in VMware, KVM, and Hyper-V. We can feed it with all kinds of telemetry from different types of sources, routers, switches, firewalls, whatever. We also we read all kinds of NetFlow standards, SFlow, JFlow, etc. Pretty much all the standards that are out there. And we also have our own sensors. We call them probes for even better enrichment of the flow data. Okay, so let's dive in. I have to log in because it logs me out after 20 minutes or so. So first of all, here we have the so-called integration between our two products. This is the WhatsUp Gold, probably familiar to interface that's familiar to some of the people here, or if not, yeah, this is the information from our NTA Plus. We have some dashboards here for the flows, response times, also like the whole traffic with all of our sources. Here we can customize these dashboards however we like. I just have a few examples here in this demo environment, but basically we retransmissions, flows, packets. We have a few options. It's a bit basic, but yeah, it's a demo environment, so I can't really show so much information here. The idea is just to see what's possible and how the integration looks like. From here, we can jump to our appliance. So here is the monitoring center. From here, we can see all of our traffic for today, for last week, last month, and even last year. Of course, in order to be able to store the flow data, we need to have the appropriate storage, and according to what traffic you have, I think there are a few options, different licenses for the different types of capacity that we offer. From here, we can also check historical trends. This is quite useful for capacity planning because it shows the network traffic now, and it compares it to 2 weeks, 4 weeks, or 6 weeks ago. This is quite useful for heavy backups or even expansion of the bandwidth if that's what's needed. And this is new, I believe. The statistics part, basically it shows like sum of all the flows, package traffic for all the sources that we have here. and also some network performance metrics like round trip time, server response time, jitter. This also could be quite useful, and now we can even drill down to individual connections, measuring response time of the network, server response time, so that we can analyze whether there's latency in the network or if the issue is with the server that's delaying the responses. Okay, from here, you can basically click and it takes us to the analysis, because this is the network traffic analysis appliance after all. So this works as a magnifying glass. We can turn back time and check spikes in our traffic, for example, for the different days, hours, whatever is needed. Basically, for example, we can just leave it here for now. We can see all of our sources here. We have a lot, because this is like a bit bigger demo environment, so we've done quite some tests here. We can see some spikes in our traffic, and I guess it's useful to check what's going on. So we can simply highlight whatever we like. So first of all, the longer period here, and then like the smaller intervals here. From here, we can basically check which are the top 10 responsible hosts in our environment for all of this traffic. So we see the hosts here, the connections, and some other metrics which can be customized. What else might be interesting to see? Maybe also the source IP and destination IP, like IP conversation. We can also use bytes to measure bandwidth, or flows, packets, bytes per packet, bits per second. But let's check the flows, the connections. First, okay, so now we see the conversation. So source IP and destination IP, which might be useful in day-to-day network analysis. What else is important here is also the IP protocol. Perhaps this is something that might be interesting to us to see. Of course, TCP, UDP, ICMP, whatever. Usually it's mostly TCP, of course. Web traffic, that's not surprising, but this is something that we can check using our tool. We can also check the services, which services are we using. So let's check the port. All right, we see that it's mostly web traffic, HTTP. Again, this is something that we can analyze and see. This is what NTA Plus allows us. And now maybe we can check out the enrichment of the flow data. So with the NTA Plus, we have the flow data enrichment, which allows us, for example, to check out geolocation, HTTP, which with regular flow processing and analysis tools is not possible. So now let's see which countries are we talking to. Maybe we can expand the list even. Top 20 countries we talk to, and since nowadays Russia is a bit of a strange destination to talk to, maybe this is something we can analyze even further. By using right click, it's easy to add this to a filter if you're not familiar with the syntax. And maybe we can ask the same questions now. Basically, what protocol is used? Maybe what kind of services? Okay, so it's TCP. Sorry about that. Had to reload the screen. Let's see again the country that we're talking to. Let's copy to our filter.
So basically, Antonio, one use case can be not just basically analyzing the traffic, but ensuring that we're not breaking any company policies and ensuring that we only talk to the approved countries, for example.
Exactly, yeah. As Philip added, basically, this also helps with regulation, either internal or or country or whatever policy. So this is how we check connections to different countries. Another thing about regulation is also we can check the TLS certificate versions, whether we have expired certificates in our environment, which in today's world is quite useful because security is the #1 priority for most companies as well. So now that we are talking to the Russians, basically I see that it's mostly web traffic again, HTTP. So perhaps we can add this to our filter as well. And see what domain is visited exactly. So we can filter for first, second, and third level domain. Okay, it's one website. That's not surprising. We can even drill down further by analyzing each of these connections. So we have this output field. Basically, it's a lot of columns displayed with information that we would like to see in our analysis. Perhaps my internet is a bit slow, or I'm on a VPN, so it takes some time. To load, but usually we can see the host name here and even the URL, which is quite useful to drill down even further. Another important metric, I guess, is the NPM part. It's always useful.
So that's something that you've mentioned during the historical trends, that we could see the round trip time, server response time, and these network performance metrics.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. And this was on a network level, so like the sum of all the traffic. And here in these filters, we can drill down and even measure it for each of the connections, which is where we actually understand whether the slowness is coming from the network or if it's a server response time issue.
So round trip time is the delay introduced by the network. Server response time is the delay introduced by the server.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't have any, for some reason, any data here, but usually you should show it. But I guess it's a demo
Maybe
environment.
you can delete the filter or just try it from the top, like new.
Yeah, but
select any spike.
okay, there's no data, but yeah, as I said, this is this output. It shows we can pretty much configure it to show whatever columns are interesting to us. You know, even retransmission, out of order packets delay, whatever. We have different views and options for that, and it's really quite useful. Another thing that I wanted to show, basically, this is all about the analysis. We can also, not sure if we have time, but maybe we can also check some TLS information, see what information we have in the system. All right, so we see some connections with TLS 1, 1.2, 1.0. Let's, for example, check what kind of connections are using TLS 1.2. These are all the source IP destinations, top 20, I think, who are using this type of TLS. And again, we can even drill down further. Not sure. Okay, we have this extended TLS. And here you see for each connection, we can even see the cipher suite, the TLS server name, and yeah, again, this is customizable columns that could be quite useful, especially if we are just doing an analysis on the different types of encryptions, whether the certificates are expired. I think we can even add these fields. Let me just quickly check that. So we can add the fields certificate validity to and from, which could be quite useful, in my opinion.
So there is quite a lot of fields that we could display, so it's always better to customize your own outputs depending on what you're looking
Exactly.
for.
Depending on the needs, I'm basically just showing some general examples here. Yeah, and here we can see that some of our certificates have expired. So from security perspective, I guess it's useful to check all the connections and replace the certificates or yeah, whatever. So you don't have, yeah, you don't have this gap in your security. Yeah, this is pretty much all about the analysis part. Another thing that's useful with this appliance is the different dashboards again that we can have. These are all customizable. For example, here this is the historical analysis that I showed earlier. So this is displayed here in a dashboard. Which, for example, for management or people that are not so involved in the network monitoring could be quite useful. You see active devices in time, different alerts that have been armed and fired, the overall structure of the network, all the sources that we have, all the bandwidth, top conversations, top endpoints in our infrastructure, different VLANs and the traffic, also top services over TCP, top services over UDP, and the communication top countries. These are all customizable from here. This can also be shown for different time periods. Of course, this is for 24 hours. We can change it to 2 days, and all of the dashboards will change for this time period. We have different options, can be 2 weeks, 4 weeks, months, depending on the storage we have, of course. From here, it's quite easy to just generate a report in a PDF format. This can also be scheduled, to be sent to different CEOs, managers, whoever needs to just be aware of the state of the network at different points. Or, for example, a customer once asked us to be able to generate a report of the Facebook and Instagram traffic on the top employees that are generating the most traffic. So basically, this can also be configured and scheduled and sent to whoever needs to receive it. That's pretty much it, I guess, from the NTA Plus perspective.
Thank you, Antonio. we can now basically move to the questions. So we've got 3 minutes left. So I can remind everybody you've got the question panel. So if you have any questions, feel free to submit them now. We've got one. So how NetFlow gets the round trip time, jitter, packet loss data?
Well, as I said, this is coming from the enrichment, and basically it's reading the metadata. Just like with the TLS, we don't decipher. We basically read the metadata of the flows and be able to extract this information.
Yeah. So basically, we have two ways of getting the network telemetry. One is leveraging your existing infrastructure. So that means routers, switches, firewalls, or other devices that can generate NetFlow, SFlow, any type of NetFlow. And the other option is to deploy our own sensors, which is basically like a probe capturing all the traffic and then generating the network telemetry in form of IPFix and enriching it with the application metadata like DNS, DHCP, and these network telemetry metrics. Do you need enrichment data for certification and ciphers? Is another question.
With the NTA Plus, this comes out of the box. So yeah, with the NTA Plus, you have the enrichment, so you can read into this information. Yeah.
Okay. In the dashboards, there's a topology section. Is there any utility to this? How do I link the icons in the topology to nodes that are connecting NetFlow data?
Yes, unfortunately, I don't have a topology to show right now, but basically this is how it looks like, and then you can connect the different sites, and it will show the connection, the bandwidth, the state, whether it's overloaded or if it's in a green state. So yeah, but I don't have anything connected here. So yeah.
Thank you. Another question is WhatsUp Gold able to monitor bandwidth issues on individual switch ports?
Yeah, sure. This is where as I said, you can have different sources, and you can filter by the different sources that are connected to the appliance and be able to just monitor that.
Okay. Another question that I can answer is licensing tied to storage size or just capability. So we do have packages based on number of connected devices, but basically each number of connected devices comes with a different size of the collector. So it's licensed per storage capacity. So the question is, how much historical data do you want to keep? And it's also tied to the flows per second performance, but that's usually a minor indicator. The storage capacity is the key.
Exactly.
The next question, what is the main difference between NTA and NTA Plus? And if I already have NTA, how would I get or set up the NTA Plus? So I think they mean NTA as the original WhatsUp Gold add-on.
I'm not sure if there are different types, NTA and NTA Plus. All I know is that, for example, if you're using WhatsUp Gold and you are on the enterprise level subscription, you get the NTA Plus, I think.
I can correct you. You need to be on the Enterprise Plus tier. So
Exactly.
if you are WhatsUpp Gold on the Enterprise Plus tier for the subscription, you are eligible to this NTA Plus capability. Basically, you are valid for the collector license virtual that you can deploy and start collecting and analyzing this traffic for yourself.
Yep.
Okay. We have another question. As per online documentation, WhatsUp Gold can also work as log repository / syslog, as it equals to alternate like Kiwi syslog.
I don't quite understand this question, but basically we can export over syslog for different types of logs. And for storing, I'm not so sure. Was this a question about WhatsUpp Gold or the NTA Plus?
I think this is about the WhatsUpp Gold capability. So we'll get to you. We'll try to answer that offline.
Yeah.
I see there are still many questions coming, and we're running over our time. So let me just quickly check some other questions, and we can answer a couple of them. So another questions, are there storage size limitation? So for virtual environment, it depends on your available storage capacity, and on the in the case of hardware, our largest collector can go to up to 192 terabytes. So it's quite big, and it can also be built on top of each other in form of distributed architecture. So hypothetically speaking, it's unlimited.
Yeah, but yeah, with NTA Plus, basically you will be limited by the license, of course, because you know we only have a few tiers, I think, so up to 3 terabytes, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I think
yes, but you can upscale then to the full WhatsUpp Gold NPM solution, basically, and then scale up to monitor your whole environment, enlarge the collector capacity. So
exactly, and then you have pretty much a lot of storage. Yep.
Yeah. Another question, where can I get more info on the topology? Can't find anything in the knowledge base.
I can try and find some information and send it to maybe somehow. Do we have the person's information?
We'll have the contact information, so we'll send you something forward.
Yep.
And we get last 3 questions, so let's see if we can answer those. What are for folks using for storage? Is it stored in the cloud, or is it local on our own network? So the storage is on the collector. It's an appliance, so it's stored locally in your own environment, but the virtual collector can be also deployed in the cloud.
Yep.
And I got connected later in the presentation. Was this recorded, and will the recording link be sent out? Yes, it's being recorded, and yes, you will receive in the recording link afterwards. I am using WhatsUpp Gold 2025 Premium Edition. So for currently, this is we basically offer these capabilities within the Enterprise Plus tier only as like an entry step, but you can still explore the like full WhatsUpp Gold NPM offering, which adds this capability if you are on the Premium Edition license. So you can, it's not eligible under your current license, but you can get in touch with us, get in touch with our sales department, and we can definitely give you some quote to basically see what it would take to get you this. And I believe that's it. We've covered all the questions with only 6 minutes over time, so I think that's pretty good. So with that, I would like to basically invite you to our either a free trial or a demo. So if you are interested in these capabilities, after I close this webinar, there's going to be a survey question that we're going to run. So if you're interested, just answer yes, and we will reach out to you and see if we can get you this traffic analysis capabilities for your environment. Antonio, thank you very much. I think this was a really nice showing of the WhatsUp Gold capabilities, and I hope that our audience like this. So
yeah, me too.
So super.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody. I'll look forward to the next webinar. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.